You ever stand on your porch, coffee in hand, watching a 1,000-pound bison chew cud right smack in the middle of the neighborhood's fancy nature trail, while your HOA president screeches into her phone like she's ordering an airstrike? Because that was me, not too long ago. And if you'd told me 6 months earlier I'd end up using Buffalo to win a feud over a fence, I'd have laughed you right off my property. But here we are. And let me tell you exactly how one stubborn old rancher taught the queen of our HOA that you don't poke the bear, or in my case, the buffalo. Name's Wes McMillan. I'm 43. Born and raised right here in Willow Creek Estates, which sounds fancier than it is. My folks left me 7 acres and a half-falling-down barn. I turned it into a decent little cattle spread with a garden that makes the farmers market folks jealous. I'm not the flashy type, never have been. But turns out, quiet folks like me are exactly the kind of neighbor a certain type of HOA president can't stand. Her name's Beverly Ray Spalding. Picture a woman who once wrote 6 Yelp reviews about a single latte. Now picture her holding a silver bell and a binder thicker than my family Bible, and you'll understand my situation. It all kicked off because of a fence, one stretch along the southern edge of my pasture where my steers kept sneaking over to sniff Mrs. Cartwright's roses. So I did what any sensible cattleman would. Replaced my old half-rotten split rail with proper post and wire farm fencing. Sturdy, safe, not even visible unless you strolled behind my hay shed. Next morning, taped right to my gate, official letterhead, Willow Creek Estates Neighborhood Harmony Council. $500 pre-fine for violating aesthetic cohesion guidelines. Their words, not mine. Apparently, shiny wire disturbs the visual tranquility of the green belt, which is HOA code for Beverly Ray didn't like seeing a working fence from her rose garden while she sipped Pinot and judged everyone. I tried being neighborly, I really did. Called the number on the notice, asked for someone who could read a county AG code. Got routed straight to Beverly Ray's voicemail, which sounded like she'd rehearsed it for court. She only accepted emails, no calls, no pop-ins. Fine. So I emailed, attached my livestock permit, photos, even a screenshot of the county ordinance. 3 days later, I got exactly 9 words back. Remove it or face full fines by Friday. Regards. Well, Friday came. Fence stayed. And sure enough, next week a certified letter showed up. $10,000 due immediately. For a fence. On my property. Keeping cows in. I ain't proud of what I did next. But I stormed down to the HOA office, busted door nearly off its hinges, and found only a junior board kid named Toby sitting behind the counter looking like he'd rather be anywhere else. He tried to mumble excuses about how the president insisted. Told me, maybe come to the monthly meeting? So I did. Drove my old truck right up on the manicured circle drive and walked in dusty boots across that squeaky clean tile floor. The room was packed, retired busybodies, a few bored spouses. Plus Beverly Ray at the head table, tiny reading glasses perched on her nose, that stupid silver bell she used to shush anyone who dared raise a voice. I laid out my case calm as I could. Maps, permits, even a letter from County AG Extension saying my fence was not only legal, but recommended for livestock safety. Beverly Ray just smiled at me like a cat looking at a mouse and said, "Wesley, it's not about the law. It's about standards." The board voted 4-1. Fence stays, you pay. On my way out, Toby practically whispered, I was the one. No. I'm sorry, man. I remember sitting on my back steps that night, whiskey this time, not coffee, watching the stars flicker over my pasture. And it hit me, if she hated that fence so much, maybe I should show her exactly why it was there. So I rang my cousin Hank out in South Dakota. He runs a bison preserve for tourists and schools. He laughed so hard when I told him the plan he nearly dropped his phone in a stock tank. A month later, 3 adults and a calf arrived in a trailer that looked too small for the thunder that climbed out of it. My cows wanted nothing to do with them, scattered like leaves in a gale when that bull, whom I named Diesel, snorted and flicked his tail. I had a local AG officer come by, double-checked every containment rule, new locks, solar alarms, signs big enough for half-blind joggers to read. Warning, bison on premises. Do not enter pasture. When Beverly Ray first laid eyes on Diesel, I swear you could see the exact second her brain short-circuited. She stomped right up to the fence line in a golf cart that probably cost more than my truck and screeched, "What is that?" I leaned on a post, arms crossed. "That Miss Spaulding is a bison. Perfectly legal livestock under County Code Section 42.1b. Her mouth moved, but nothing came out. She finally barked. I'm calling animal control. I shrugged. Already did. They said hi and wished me luck. Over the next week, she filed 3 complaints, one about emotional terror caused by their proximity, another about property value depreciation due to threat of stampede, and my favorite, disruption of neighborly harmony due to constant snorting sounds. Each time she lost, she got madder. Meanwhile, folks from 2 blocks over started driving by slow just to catch a glimpse of Diesel and his little herd. My nephew's high school friends started calling my place Jurassic Park. I didn't mind. I like kids more than HOA presidents, anyway. But Beverly Ray wasn't done. She drafted a petition, door to door, clipboard in hand, half the neighborhood dodging her behind curtains. A few signed, her garden club cronies mostly, plus old man Burleson who's been sweet on her since the Clinton administration. Then she tried rewriting the rules, called an emergency board vote to label hazardous livestock a violation within 100 feet of a park. Bad timing on her part. A local paper had just run a fluff piece on my grass-fed neighborhood bison, and the high school eco club had posted selfies at my fence, talking about conservation and native species. Beverly Ray looked like she'd swallowed a lemon whole during that meeting. But petty is as petty does. One dawn, my alarms buzzed me awake. My west gate, the one near the community jogging path, stood wide open. My gut dropped like a stone. Sure enough, hoof prints led right up the trail. I sprinted after them barefoot, pajamas flapping, heart pounding. There they were, Diesel, Daisy, and the calf standing dead center on the HOA's prized botanical trail, chewing wildflowers like they owned the joint. Yoga mats and strollers scattered like bowling pins. A dad tried to pick up both twins at once and just spun in circles. It would have been funny if I wasn't dying inside picturing the lawsuit if they so much as nudged someone. But bison aren't mean, just curious. I did what I'd practiced, grabbed my emergency sweet feed bucket, gave it a good shake, and called softly, "Come on, big guy." Diesel flicked his ears, took one last mouthful of ornamental shrubs, and lumbered right back toward me like an obedient dog the size of a sedan. Cop showed up, lights flashing but no siren. Bless him. Watched me lead 3 buffalo home with a plastic bucket. He laughed so hard I thought he'd pop a vein. Beverly Ray was on the sidewalk behind him, wailing into her phone. She cornered me the second the gate clicked shut behind Diesel. She pointed her perfectly manicured finger inches from my nose and hissed, "This is it, Wesley. You are finished in this neighborhood." I said real calm, "Funny, Bev. That gate you think I left open? I got footage says otherwise." Her eyes twitched. She spat back, "Lies. Nobody will believe you." I smiled. "They don't have to. Sheriff does." Pulled up the clip for the deputy right then and there. Clear as day, one of her garden crew, on her payroll, clipping my chain with bolt cutters at 4 a.m. 2 weeks later, Beverly Ray Spaulding, President Emeritus of the Neighborhood Harmony Council, was on the front page of the county paper under the headline, "Buffalo Bandit Busted. HOA President Sabotaged Rancher's Fence." Internet did the rest. Memes, GIFs, folks wearing free Diesel shirts. I didn't make those, but I didn't exactly stop him either. HOA called an emergency vote, removed her permanently, banned her from any official duty. Toby's now the new president. Good kid. Big plans to fix what she broke. He called to say sorry proper-like. I told him no hard feelings, just keep the meddling to a minimum. As for that 10 grand fine, county threw it out so fast the ink barely dried. My lawyer's working on getting them to cough up my legal fees, too. Diesel and his gang still roam my pasture, bigger local celebrities than ever. Little kids love him. Teenagers sneak selfies. And me? I sleep just fine behind the sturdiest, shiniest fence this county's ever seen. Some folks say I went too far. Maybe. But I say sometimes the only way to stop petty power is to remind people you can't push country folk forever. We may bend. Heck, we may let you ding us with fines and rules. But push too far? Well, sometimes we push back with hooves and horns. So tell me, who's right here? Was I out of line, or did OL Diesel teach him a lesson? Drop your thoughts below. And if you got your own HOA horror story, I'm all ears. Just remember, sometimes the best way to say mind your own damn business is with a buffalo chewing your rose bushes.